Right, my name's Tenchuvanchaos. That's Tenchuvanchaos. You can find all my socials here, and yeah, you can listen to my music on Spotify here. So yeah, check me out. I really appreciate the support as well.
So, where did you get your name from?
Um,
Because
I,
when I saw it, I was like, this name is
yeah,
long.
yeah, it's a little bit different. To be honest, I just wanted I wanted to pick something that's going to be remembered. Because before it was Chaotix MC, it sounded a bit outdated. It sounded a bit old school. I wanted to name myself something that had some meaning and something that definitely be remembered. So I'll break it down. So Tenchu means shadow assassin. Van, like Van Damme or Van Gogh, means of, so of something. So shadow assassin of chaos. So the meaning behind that, I've got massive views on a lot of things in social structures. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people get put in boxes, whether you're male, disabled, or mother. All of these connotations and all these things get stuck on us, through stereotypes and stuff like that. So it's just my way of helping people understand that they're free of those things. You can be yourself. You don't have to be the way that everybody expects you to be. So yeah, I'm definitely feel that I'm an example of that. Being a young black male, there's a lot of expectations, a lot of cliches out there, and I certainly do my best to try and break those expectations and not be the stereotypical black male. So yeah,
Yeah.
I try and do that with my music. I try to do that the way I dress, the work I do, yeah, everything.
I was going to say that as well, because when you came in, I was like, wow, I'm liking
Yeah,
this look.
yeah.
Like, so where do you get your styling from?
To be honest, I've got my family to thank for that. Really, they brought me up to be quite expressive. Always taught me to be myself. And yeah, I just don't like being like everyone else. I like to express myself. Don't like to conform to the images that everybody else portrays. So yeah, and I think to be an individual, you definitely have to like the way you do things. I think as I was growing up, people always don't like your shoes, don't like your hair, and me personally, I like to do things because I like it, not because to get everybody else to like it. It's more about me. I feel comfortable. Yeah, that's
You know what?
the
We
thing.
need more people like that.
Oh no, that's fine.
It's
Thank you.
because we're actually doing like a little podcast and there's certain things that we was talking about, and even
Yeah,
like how you say, you don't conform to those certain
yeah,
things, but we find like there's a lot of women, we were saying
mm,
that, we seem to conform to certain norms. We
yes.
might have to get you in on one of those
Yeah,
podcasts
yeah, go
to
for
have
it,
a
go
chat
for it.
about that
Yeah, yeah,
because,
I've got a lot of views on that because I've got three daughters as well. So the way that I've raised them is
yeah,
express yourself. I don't want them to be, the typical, play with Disney dolls and let's, climb a tree, go and explore,
yeah,
go and do what you want to do and be what you want to be. And that's, especially with my daughters, that's the way that I raised them. So yeah, definitely got
yeah.
loads to say on
So
that.
with your individual style, does that come across within your music as well, the songs that you do?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I think not just my videos and stuff like that, but especially my content.
Yeah,
I like to break it down from obviously I talk about my own story and everything that I've been through, but I think it's very good to generalize and get say something that everybody can relate to.
mm,
So a lot of my music is like that. But yeah, I like to be a bit different to everyone else. One thing that I don't know if everybody else finds this, but I find I don't stick to one genre. I can't just do one style of music. I know a lot of musicians kind of do their own thing and
yeah,
stick to one sound. I can't do that. I just don't know how to. I think in order to express yourself, you've got to have a palette.
yeah,
Same
yeah.
as your wardrobe, you've got to have different colors, you've got to have different flavors. Yeah, that's me, totally, 100%.
So you're not like, I would say like for me as a woman, sometimes, when you're just going for like the safe option, I would go
Yes,
in the wardrobe, pick out a black dress.
yes,
It's always like the little black dress, put that on, go out.
yeah.
So with your music, you don't choose the little black dress of
Yeah,
music.
yeah, I'm not going for the safe option. I think
Yeah.
that's what I used to do back in the day. I think it took for me to. I went to Britain's Got Talent, and I think after I went there, I kind of felt like, no, I don't need to fit in a box. Again, I'll be going against everything that I'm kind of saying in my music. I don't want to fit in a box. I don't want to be like everyone else, and for everybody else to accept me
Yeah,
for what they want me to be. Do you know what I mean? I want to be who I want to be. And I think even now, every day is a journey. Every day I'm learning. I still don't know fully who that is because
yeah.
you've got to learn. You've got to keep going. So yeah,
When was you on Britain's Got Talent then?
um,
I'm going to have
I
to
wasn't
YouTube you. I'm going
on
to
it,
find
on
you.
it, on it like that. But I went and I
Yeah,
competed and I didn't get as far as I wanted to. But that was all. That was all part of the journey for me.
yeah,
It was 2020. I went to Manchester. I got through there's like a first stage where you kind of accepted, is it good enough or is it a joke kind of thing? Got through that. And then there's another part where you go into like the judges are on like video in a room. So there's like 10 rooms, everybody's going and doing the thing. I went in, I had a song and what was it called? Moving On. Check it out on YouTube. It was a very deep emotional song because it was about a breakup. It was about how I felt, and I was kind of taking responsibility of some of the things that I did in that relationship. So I thought rather than just going all hip hop, yeah, girls, women, gold chains, I thought let me say something that people can relate to. So I went in with that. Obviously, I didn't get through. I kind of knew that before I went anywhere. I thought, look, I'm not gonna really see myself on TV with this, but I want to know how far I can go with this. So I went with it. Um, didn't get far, but when I walked out, one of the biggest things for me, I was walking out the room. I knew that obviously I wasn't going through. And what they said was, look, it's not really what we're looking for, but thanks for coming, kind of thing. I think a lot of people got that kind of response on the day, and we're talking kids that have done gymnastics for 10 years, people that have done magician trick. I've been standing in line all day with these people, and that generally got talent, generally wanted to give it a go. And when they walked out that room, they generally thought they've lost the talent. They generally thought they lost it, and they was broken, literally. But I didn't leave. That was the one thing I didn't. That's the one thing I didn't really plan. I walked out of that room and I kind of thought, no, I really want to keep going. I really wanted to keep going with it, and I thought the one thing that was different is I didn't want to fit in a box anymore. I didn't want to be like every other rapper or make it or get signed like that. I just thought, no, I'm just going to make my music and enjoy it because I enjoyed the experience. Just going there, I had nerves, I was nervous, but just actually performing and, just not doing it
Not
for
for like acceptance of other people, but more about just to express yourself as an
that
artist.
was it.
Let's take a quick break to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Drink Wagwan. You can find them on all of their socials at Drink Wagwan. Now let's get back to the episode.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because is that how you want to sort of like continue to do music then?
To be honest, that's what's kept me going. I think at that point, because I think a lot of musicians and a lot of people in different trades get to that point where they feel, oh, I'm not accepted, I can't do it. I can't do it, I'm not going to make it. But I think at that point, how old was I? I was 36. I was definitely feeling like, oh, shall I carry on? Shall I carry on? But I really enjoy making music. So I thought, no, let's keep going. And I find that my music's better because I'm being more me. I think if I did go through and I was successful, I wouldn't be making the music I'm making today. I'd be making something else, pop music. I don't know. Who knows?
Bit of grime.
Yeah, a bit of grime. Talking about what's going on in the streets. But yeah,
When you're not even like from the streets like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not really, and this is the thing. I've tried going down that avenue, and I've very much been, I've done well at school. Kind of always been in a 9 to 5 job, so it's not really. I wouldn't really go with that image. It just wouldn't work. So yeah, I'd rather talk about real life experiences, real thing that's happening, just so people can learn from it, really. Because I think that's what I do in my job for real as well.
Well, I was going to say, what is the purpose of your music then? Like, do you have like a message that you're wanting to spread to a wider audience?
Yeah.
Is there a certain amount of people that you're wanting to reach?
Yeah, I think it's all about being yourself and not letting your dreams get overshadowed by the ego that we build to try and fit into society. I think there's been many chances that I've had to lose my talents and the things that I wanted to do just by fighting this image that people are trying to put on me, just as a black male. I'm sure people can relate to that. But yeah, I think over the years I've learned I've just got to be myself, and I think I've watched. Well, it was when I was 16, 17, I used to do mentoring in schools, and it was one of the first opportunities that I got to kind of say, right, I'm somebody who doesn't really need help. I'm helping other people. And when I was in that position, I kind of felt like, well, I can see things from their point of view because I've been there already. So it was very easy for me to point out and say to people, look, you don't have to do it this way. You don't have to, because I think when you haven't been through it yourself, it's very easy to say this, you're doing this wrong, and this is what you need to do.
I would do that if I was in your position.
Yeah, and I think I got to a level where I realised that everybody's got their own way of doing things. Everybody has their own traumas, and everyone's got their own way of dealing with it. You could go through the same thing as me, they've been through it before, but it doesn't mean that you're going to take it the same way. And all these little things,
Yeah.
I realise everyone's different, everyone's individual. You can't put everybody in a box and say, look, you've all got ADHD, you're all going to act like that, you all should have that medication. That's wrong. Everybody's an individual. Everybody acts different and reacts different to everything. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think that's why maybe we have like a lot of problems when it comes to like communication as well, like just as like men and women, or like working in schools, or like having conversations with your children? It's because sometimes we kind of have this big comparison to say, you know, like you say, this is how I would deal with it, so therefore it should always work.
Wow. I've got a big view on this. A lot of the time in relationships, in work, in the workplace, a lot of the time you'll notice when you bring up a problem of yours, or you might be talking to the right person, like a manager or a parent or somebody who's supposed to be there for you. You find a lot of the time people tell you about their problems when you're telling them about yours. So, for instance, if I say, oh, you know, I've had a bad day today, you know, a lot of people tell you they've had a bad day too, rather than
asking
taking
you
in and
about
saying,
your day.
how was your day? What happened? You know, oh, that was really bad. A lot of people like to throw their stuff back at you. So I find that, you know, you got to give people the right to be an individual, and actually appreciate and respect them for who they are, and listen to what they've got to say. It's still something I'm learning now. So yeah, I'd definitely say that.
Yeah, so with your music, and obviously you're talking about, because coming across, I hate to use this word, but people always use it, don't they? Like, you're quite deep. And really, we shouldn't have to refer to people as, oh, you're quite deep. But it's one of those where you don't seem to come across as like a surface kind of a guy. Like, say, even if somebody's having an issue with the day, and like say, oh, you know, I've had a bad day, you're not the straight person to be like, oh yeah, I've had a bad day as well.
Yeah.
You know, so
I try not to.
So would you say that your music portrays that as well? Like, would you say that you're quite,
definitely.
like, would you call yourself like a conscious rapper?
Definitely a conscious rapper, yeah. Because I don't just give the lyrics to you as it is. I don't always come out with the lingo as well. I'm literally trying to say something all of the time. I've kind of got two kinds of music, where I'll be literally trying to get over something. Like, I don't know if other artists do this. I literally, if I'm going through something hard, whether it's happy or sad, I'll kind of put it down. And then I'll find that rather than I'm going through it, I've expressed it. So it's behind me, kind of thing. That's one kind of music I make. But another kind of music I make is when it's kind of, you know, I've been through something where I understand something, and I'll lay it down in such a way where I know not everybody will understand. So I'll say it in, you know, in some kind of layman terms, but in another way, I kind of generalize it and make sure people who don't really fully understand that level of deepness can kind of pick it up. And because you get, you know, I think when I was younger, a lot of the time I used to listen to music, I used to like the vibe of it. I used to like the feel. Not really listen to lyrics. You like the feel of it. And later on, because you like the feel, you like the vibe of it, later on you're like, oh, he said that. That's what he's... I feel like I'm one of them kind of rappers where you listen to it, you feel the vibe, you like, and then later on, damn, you catch on to what I'm saying. So I think some people will do that with my music, whereas your proper listeners will know what I'm saying straight away.
From the get-go.
Yeah, so
I feel you on that one, because I've listened to a lot of tracks like back in the day, and I'm like, I'm vibing off them, I'm absolutely loving it. And then when I've heard it years later, and I'm like, wait, oh no.
That's what he's saying.
Like, I don't even like the lyrics like that. Here's me like, that's
It's
been
happened
tuned.
so many times to me.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like, as a listener, I would prefer more of the conscious sounds. Do you know what I mean? Something that's going to fulfill me, I guess, like on a spiritual level. Like,
have some moral behind it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm going for, really, because I've seen too often, you know, these kind of, I kind of call it image rap, where it's like, you know what everybody wants to hear. You know what everybody wants to hear said, and it's like, it's very cliche, it's very one-hit wonder kind of thing, where I think it takes a lot of thought as well. It's quite, you know, it does take a lot of thought to do that. But whereas you know, I'd rather just say what I've got to say. If you like it, you like it. You don't. But yeah, you know, I could go on all day about that. I really can't.
But have you got any songs out at the moment so that the people can
definitely
go and check you out?
I would certainly recommend checking out Blazing. That's one of my latest good ones. Also, I'm bringing out a single soon called Blaze Like Buddha. Yeah, Blaze Like Buddha. Forgot the name of mine. It's still in development. That's why. So give me props there. But yeah, no, the video's been done. Still mixing the mastering the track. So yeah, that's still in development. But that's coming out soon. Can't give you a date yet. But keep your eyes open for that. There's another 2 tracks out as well. Checkmate, that came out recently. I think that came out August. And Made Mistakes. That's a song that I kind of tributed to what was that called? An organisation that I work with called Shifting Mindset. Yeah, I've got a lot of songs out there that not a lot of people have heard. So I do need to do more to get them heard. But yeah, I've got a lot of music out there. Definitely, I would definitely recommend going on my Spotify. 100%.
Go follow this guy.
Check
He's going to be making some big moves this year.
Check it out. No, definitely. 100%. 100%.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you. Thank you, Fifi. And thank you, Wagwan. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.